Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that I look crazy and tired and I'm not wearing any makeup, which is super unusual for my channel, but with recent events and everything that's going on today, there's just something that I wanted to talk about right now. And it kind of makes sense that I'm not wearing makeup because we're going to talk about women and standards and all this type of thing regarding what women go through. So it's good to just be vulnerable. I want to talk about the MeToo hashtag. I don't know if you've heard about like what's going on social media, but basically with recent events and a lot of women coming out, a lot of women in Hollywood coming out and talking about their experience with sexual harassment, largely due to Harvey Weinstein and allegations against him. And a lot of women have since come out and started talking about their experience with sexual harassment. And I think, was it Drew Barrymore? Someone started a hashtag that's like, maybe if we all share this status, it'll help people understand the magnitude of sexual assault and how many women are sexually assaulted, because you hear 1 in 6, 1 in 5 all the time, but what does that mean? Well, it means that at least one woman that you know has been sexually assaulted, most likely. And it's probably somebody close to you, like in your circle. And so I kind of felt, not a responsibility, but a calling to talk about it. I was debating posting a status, and I was thinking about it for a while, but I was like, let me just film a video, and what I had planned will go up tomorrow. So it's not easy to talk about, and I'm somebody who's comfortable talking about topics related to sex and all this type of thing, which most people aren't comfortable talking about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine saying words that people aren't comfortable with and having these conversations. But when it comes to your own personal sexual assault experiences, it's just hard. It's just complicated, and it's like to have to like come out. It brings back the feeling, and I think a lot of women share that, because it's like it gets pushed down and pushed away when it's something that happened so far in the past. And when you revisit that experience, it's very like traumatic, you know what I mean? It's not something that you want to talk about, and it doesn't feel good. Even if you've fully dealt with it and come to like a really good emotional place about what happened to you, it's still not easy to talk about. And I read an article that was, talking about why it's so hard for us to talk about it, why we want to justify these things and give these men the benefit of the doubt and say that they didn't intend to do this to us or make us uncomfortable or cross our boundaries. I think that that's right. I mean, I think that we have to, even though we feel this resistance to talk about it, we should come out if we feel comfortable to and we feel safe to. And so I'm very far out from my sexual assault experience, and so I felt that maybe I should just share it. I've had a lot of sexual assault experiences, especially over the course of my high school. I've been in a relationship for like several years now, but before that, in high school, is when I had most of my sexual assault experiences. And I'm not going to talk about all of them, because some of them are just, they seem minor. I would get people who would be like, I guess it's just the thought that I'm not valid enough to talk about this because I wasn't like brutally raped or something, you know what I mean? But I'm going to talk about it because rape culture is something that I've experienced from a very young age, and especially being a curvy woman. Like, when I was younger, I got boobs and everything from a very young age, and I started experiencing this stuff from a very young age. Even in just words, you know, and people talking about my body, and I was like, it just made me uncomfortable because it's like I didn't think about myself like that, and I didn't think about other people thinking about me like that, and looking at my body in sort of this like predatorial way. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah. And so, when I was in high school, I was a sophomore. I was a sophomore in high school. Oh no, I was a freshman. This was the end of my freshman year. And I had a boyfriend. I had only been with him for like a few weeks. It was definitely a rebound relationship. I had this longer relationship before that I just gotten out of, and he expressed interest in me, and we started going out. And there was, you know, this place that a lot of people would go to make out. There's this place where I'm from called the Village. It's like a mall, but there's a place in the very back where there's like these trees, and then there's like a space and then a wall. And so a lot of the time people would go there and make out or whatever. And so I had made out with my last boyfriend. I was at a comfortable place to do that, and I didn't, like, it was fine. And so we were making out, and wow, I just didn't, like, account for how hard this is actually really hard to talk about. I don't think that I've ever told anybody this. But I hadn't done anything sexual at the time, and you know, there was a point where he started to, like, pull his pants down, and I literally just looked at him directly in the eyes and said, I'm not ready for this, like, I'm not ready for that. And I, like, pushed his, like, hand closed, like, he was holding them out, and I was like, stop, I'm not ready. And I was very direct about it, and I always thought when I was younger, like, I was somebody who definitely wanted to wait till I was really comfortable to have sexual experiences. And so, I had thought about it like this thing, like, I'm gonna have these boundaries and I'm gonna be super stern. And when it comes down to that situation, it's like, I already said no, but the person keeps going and I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's when you get down to that moment, you know, you think you're gonna be, like, so powerful and so strong, you know what I mean? And you are. Like, it doesn't mean you're weak, but it's just that, you know, when you get down to that situation, it's especially hard because women are taught to be accommodating and not to, you know, speak too loud or say what they want or, you know, anything like that, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'll move on with the story. And so we keep making out for a while, and then he tries to do it again, and I tell him again, I'm not comfortable with this, like, I'm not ready to do this. And he pulls his pants down, and he literally takes my hand and forces it, like, onto him in that area. And I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know how to say no anymore. Like, I already said no. And I guess I could have run away. I don't know. But I didn't run away. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the whole story. Like, that's how I got forced into my first sexual experience. Like, I didn't have sex with him, but he, like, forced me to touch him, and I didn't want to, and I wasn't ready to. And yeah. Me too, I guess. During that whole time that I was trying to tell him no, he was like, it's fine, and like trying to convince me that it's okay, and like trying to force comfortability on me when I wasn't comfortable for like 10 minutes. So yeah, I hope this was hard. I hope that it raises awareness. Like, know that, like, even though that's not a rape story, that's sexual assault. Like, that is not okay. It is not okay to treat someone or anything. Like, that's wrong. And for so long, like, I literally thought in my head, like I convinced myself that it wasn't valid, like it wasn't good enough to be sexual assault or to be talked about, but it is. And just know that it is. I'm not gonna apologize for crying. This is not easy to talk about. But yeah. That's one of my sexual assault experiences. I had lots more with that boyfriend. He was not a good person, but anyway. Just know that if you've experienced something like that, that it's valid, and it's, if you want to talk about it, you should be able to. Don't feel invalid for talking about it, because those type of things are what make rape culture what it is. Those type of things make our society what it is when it comes to the difference between genders. You know what I mean? The way that men aren't self-aware enough to understand when they're making a woman uncomfortable or anybody uncomfortable. So yeah. That's my sexual assault story. Me too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.